This video is going out on a Sunday, which is traditionally the day of rest for a lot of people. Not for me, because I'm always doing something, always working, or, I can't sit still. If you've still got altcoins, what I want you to do is make a list of your altcoins and use these 10 minutes you've got to predict what is going to happen in the future. So, a lot of people have got altcoins that have had previous bull runs. Sick of mentioning it, but EGLD is the one I used to have, which I think it came about 2020. Then all-time high was in the 2021 bull run. In 2025, in that bull run, it did nothing. And again, I keep saying it before you argue with me about it wasn't a bull run. The all-time high for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, many others was last year. So the proof is there for you. Bitcoin going from 25k to 125k, Solana from $25 to $250 equals bull run. So there's no arguments. Anyway, back to my point. EGLD did nothing in 2025, but it did in 2021. So, for example, if you hold this coin now, you've got a pretty good metric to know what it's going to do in the next bull run or in the future, right? It's pretty obvious that it's not going to go back to where it was. It's just fact, right? I don't care what argument you come up with or whatever thesis you come out with, what problem it's trying to solve, blah, 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 right? It ain't happening. And the thesis that I've come up with is true for any altcoin, right? For example, you look at Solana, look at the chart of Solana, now look at the chart of EGLD. Don't have to be an expert, you can see a complete difference. One has had the resurgence in the bull run, reached its all-time high. The other one has just gone all the way down and kept going, right? So if you look at your altcoins now, whatever list you've got of them, and they look the same chart as EGLD, they did not have an all-time high in 2025, or didn't come close. Maybe they did have a resurgence, so there's still life left in them. But if they didn't, and it's just continually grinding on down, and the all-time high was years and years and years and years ago, why do you think it would just suddenly spring into life out of nowhere if with all the volume, with all the buying, with all the all-time highs last year, it didn't happen this time? What's going to change? And that is the harsh reality for a lot of people. Before we even talk about DeFi pools, before we even talk about accumulating more of the coins you've got in liquidity pools, link in description if you want to know what I'm on about, then you've got to make sure that the assets that you are holding or wanting to get are actually doing something. Now, don't get me wrong, if you held, say for example, I don't know, you bought 5k worth of, let's just go on my example, 5k worth of EGLD. Now it's worth $500. Is it worth selling? Probably not. You're probably better just selling it, because worst case it goes up slightly. However, if you've got a decent amount, and I'm not saying what is decent to you is decent to me, whatever. If you've got a decent amount, which is decent to you, in the altcoin left that is still going down, maybe it's time to put the brakes on. Maybe it's time to get a divorce. Maybe it's time to finally get rid of the coin that has done nothing for you year after year after year after year. I keep banging on about 2026 being the different year, being the year that actually is the year that you change your habits and the year that you do something different. The saying, do what you've always done, get what you've always got, is applicable in this situation. So all you need to do in a quick 10 minutes is get up CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, go through each coin and just look at the chart, look at the all-time high. And let's look at it from not a emotional perspective, just from an outsider perspective. If an outsider was to look at that chart, would they say, what the hell is that? or would they say, you know what, fair enough? Because usually, and going off the fact that the amount of people I've spoken to in the last few years, 95% of people have these low cap garbage coins, then it ain't happening. Now, one difference you may have is a new coin. So a coin that was not in the past bull run, 2021 bull run. So therefore, this particular thing you think may not apply to you. I get it. So, for example, let's say Keter, the coin I like. This coin just launched in 2025, I think it was. Maybe in the back end of 24, I can't remember anyway. But that had its all-time high in 25, so that counts as well, right? There are coins that launched in 22, 23. So maybe after the last bull run. Sorry, the previous bull run in 21. But then didn't hit an all-time high in 25. They may have hit all-time high in 23. Just look at the chart. What is the chart doing? Because if it's down 99.9%, you know, all people do is look at that and go, oh, well, I'm going to get a massive gain back off that. Realistically, you're probably not, right? If I was personally entering crypto in 2026 without zero exposure, what I'd personally do, and I'm not saying do this, I would look at the top altcoins, the top crypto, i.e. BTC, Ethereum, Solana, blah, blah, blah. Look at the charts. What have they done? Right, okay. Bitcoin's half price than it was. Ethereum's half price, third of the price. Solana, etc., etc. And I'd be like, right, these are my coins that I'm going to load up on because I have done my research. I feel that they're going to do well going forward. And you know what? I'm going to have the double effect of DCing into them and using them in liquidity pools to acquire more of them. I'm going to put in what I can afford to lose. So, of course, with crypto, there's always a risk. If it goes to zero, I'm okay with that because I've not put in my life savings or my pension, which some people do. And that's going to be the strategy for 2026. If that was me coming in fresh. Obviously, I've got existing altcoins, Keter, I've got that. I believe in it personally. That's why I'm using it in liquidity pools. And you know what I'm doing in this bull run? Using them in DeFi pools. But if you get anything from this video, we're in 2026. We've gone past everything going crazy. So now is the time to look at, right, is it time to let some of these go? Because I know some of you guys will hold on to these for dear life forever, unfortunately. If you do get rid of them, unfollow anyone that speaks about the particular coin, never check the chart again. Trust me, that's what you need to do. Anyway, that's for me today. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe. See you all very soon.